Look at that. Curate a horror on his way to fucking StokerCon for next year.
I'm telling you, man. I knew if I just waffled about it and didn't make a decision that I would end up doing it too long and then it being unattainable. So I was like, fuck it. Let's do it. If I force myself to buy the $150 ticket to StokerCon, I will go. So I said, fuck it, let's do it. And I bought it. And it's a full year. It's a year plus, like a year and a week away from today when we're recording.
It better be safe than sorry, though.
Say what now?
Better be safe than sorry, though. Make sure you got all your stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, amazingly, Chris, my dear friend from Little Ghost Books, up in Toronto, not your neck of the woods, but your country.
Yeah.
Toronto's a very far away journey for you.
Mm-hmm. I'm like on the complete opposite end of that.
Yeah, you're on the whole other side of the country.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris from Little Ghost Books booked an Airbnb, and we are splitting the B&B together.
Nice.
Which is, it's a little 2-bedroom B&B, so we get to be, like platonic book-selling roomies. Powers combined.
Form of a press pass. Just kidding.
Right. So yeah, fucking weird, man. But I've had a lot of authors since I announced it message me and say how cool it is that I'm going to be there. So,
oh man,
but I gotta get some fancy gear though, because I'm going to be going to the Bram Stoker Awards, man.
Like, you talking like a 3-piece suit kind of deal, or
for sure? Oh. Like, I gotta be fancy.
Like, I think you should
This is the Met Gala of horror. This is horror prom.
Whoa.
Like, this is a we go all out.
Damn. So it's not like a con, well, kind of like a con, but it's more like you just said, like a prom fancy. Mm-hmm. You guys make it spooky fancy.
Exactly, spooky fancy. I like that.
I could see it like this because, like, like, I think some people already said because of like your mustache and your beard, you got like a good Doc Holliday kind of thing going on. Go with that.
I was kind of thinking like a Western thing, because also tie in the new Arkham, which should be out by then.
Because
I mean, that's June of next year, right? So I've got a year.
Yeah.
And I've already got an author that's going to blurb it. And I've got a publisher that is interested just by the pitch. So we'll see.
We'll see. What I'm suggesting is, like, if I don't know what kind of 3-piece suit, but if you got like the pocket handkerchief there.
Oh yeah. And the fob watch. Like, you gotta have the fob watch. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm leaning back to show off my Make Horror Gay as Fuck shirt.
It's such a good shirt.
But like, I got from Horror Oasis. Go shop. Not a sponsor
yet. Just kidding. What was it? So I'm thinking either for your pocket handkerchief or the tie. You should get like a chrome skull and crossbones pin and like put it on there or on the handkerchief off the side. Not too big, just subtle. I
might just use my Hydra pen.
Oh, dude, that'd be so fitting. Then if someone says like, "So what brings you here, curator?" You just lean in. Hail Hydra. Oh man, yeah.
That honestly, I know that we're sidetracking here. That was one of my favorite moments of Endgame.
Yes, mine too.
Is when Cap leans in, having that retroactive memory. You know what I mean? Like, he knows this is a scene from the Winter Soldier.
Yes,
like, it's that quasi meta, where it just Hail Hydra.
Yeah,
and they're all just like,
holy shit, he's with us.
I mean, if Cap said it, it's got to be real, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that Captain America just leans in and is like, hell, Hydra. But it's also like they're basing it out on their Captain America, where our Cap from that time period, same thing like when that universe's version of Cap shows up. It is like, I can do this all day. And it's
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I know.
He realized how fucking annoying he sounds. He's like, fuck me. This is what I sound like.
Yeah. Yeah, Cap's just like, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm insufferable. I love it so much.
Right when he knocks his ass out, too, he's like, yeah, that is America's ass. Just like fully confident. Which,
not wrong.
Not wrong.
Not wrong. That is America's ass. Okay, so I'm gonna do the intro, but I should also note we are missing a member today.
Yes. He's not dead.
No, yeah, he's not dead yet. Gnome is sick and cannot be with us today.
Right.
So we are continuing on, but welcome everyone to the BPGN podcast.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, I am PlayChancePlay. Alongside me, we've got
BIGREDGAMER.
Oof, and missing we've got Gnome Chomsky.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's sick.
Yeah.
and might die. So
yeah, hopefully when this recording goes out, he's doing better. He got bronchitis a while back, and he just can't seem to shake the cough. And yeah, he's not doing so great, but yeah, hopefully he's doing better. But yeah, he'll be back. But yeah.
So yeah, Red, I know tonight you wanted to talk other than just me doing horror things. You wanted to talk about video game antagonists who just burn you.
Yeah, like when I was thinking about this, I was mainly because Epic Games Launcher just released their third mystery game last week. Which today's their last one. It was Maneater. It's a shark game. Fucking incredible.
Right.
Go get it. Not a sponsor. Call me. But they had Wolfenstein New Order as a free game last week, and I was playing this and I was like, damn. Like, I get it. The whole point of the game is like, you're killing Nazis, and it's a given. You're pissed and you hate them.
I mean, it has been for decades.
Yeah, but like, there was one character that, like, the minute I saw this general's face, my blood boiled. Like, I want to kick your ass so bad. I want you dead. And then I thought, you know what? There's so many good antagonists. So when I say make your blood boil, I'm not saying they're a bad character or anything. They're doing their job. They're making you engage that you're wanting to kick the shit, make them dead. So, so I got a list here. I got a batch of just, antagonists here, but in no order in particular. I'm going to go with my first one here. This game I still play once a year since it came out originally on the PS2, and that would be Gary Smith from Bully. Man,
I've only played Bully one time.
Yeah,
and it was back when it came out.
Right.
So yeah, my frame of reference, other than seeing your streams when you were playing it, that's that is pretty much the only Bully content I've gotten since, I don't know what year that would have been.
I want to say like
2005.
I want to say that because around the same time. Oh, wait, no, it got re-released once again around like 06 for like the 360 and PS3 for the Scholarship Edition.
That might have actually been the one that I played.
Okay. What was it? But yeah, with Gary Smith here, like, you're this troubled kid, Jimmy Hopkins, that gets dumped off to Bulworth Academy, and Gary kind of takes you under his wing, trying to be buddy with you, And it's not till like right off the hop that he literally throws you to the wolves, to the other bullies, and he ends up trashing your name all throughout the school. That you, the whole premise of it, you're trying to stop bullying and like unite the whole school together. So you're this whole time you're going up against like the jocks, the nerds, the preps, like all the cliques in high school. And Gary just makes it worse by spreading rumors and being a horrible, manipulative little bastard to the point that you step away from the school for like not even 10 minutes and he turns the whole school into a war zone where like all the cliques are fighting each other. He's got the principal tied up in the office and turns up to the point that you have like a showdown fist fight with him on top of the school, which ends up being the funniest ending and like so relieved because what kills me still to this day is that you go through the roof into the principal's office and he hears all the smack talk he's been doing, only for him to go, "Yeah, he's expelled. Dear boy, why don't you take out the trash?" And it's like, "Certainly," kicks him in the ribs and then just picks his ass up and chucks him out. And it's just like that alone, like, oh, you manipulative little bastard. I'm so glad you got what you deserved. Yeah. How about you?
I mean, obviously, my number one, as anyone who's ever encountered me or seen me play Red Dead, uh, I fucking hate Micah Bell
That
from Red Dead Redemption 2.
middle finger salute if you hate Micah Bell. Mm.
Micah's the goddamned worst. And it's weird, too, because, like, in the lead up to the game being released,
Yeah.
when they were releasing those Rockstar style pictures of the group.
Yes.
And like you see Micah in those pictures, and he's got the big old mustache, and he's
Cross
got a
pistols.
he's got a cool look, and you're like, oh, all right, who's this guy?
Yeah.
And then you meet him, and even before we find out he's a fucking rat, I hated that character.
What was that town? It wasn't Valentine, was it? No, Strawberry, wasn't it?
Strawberry.
Yeah, and I think what really set it off, like, just to get his pistols back and to get back at the sheriff, he kills almost the entire town.
Yeah.
That grim scene, and I'll never forget it, is where his old buddy who has his pistols kicks the door in. He's like, "Hey, man," shuts it, and all you see is the silhouette of the blood splatter of killing him and his wife. It's just, oh, like,
Yeah.
he's the asshole in this one.
Oh yeah, Micah's a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Huge piece of shit.
Oh.
But then there was still like, but then there's the too far in that. Like, I hate that character, and every time I replay Red Dead, or Red Dead 2, which, granted, I told you earlier today, I haven't turned on my PlayStation in like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I've had too much other shit going on to play video games, but that's one of my favorite games ever. I mean, it's in my top 2, period. So it's something I enjoy playing, but even before we find out he's a rat, you just the way that he is and the way that he talks and how he treats people,
It's just
and
how
yeah, like how he has at the camp, like he makes the donation to the camp's coffers, which is expected of fucking everybody. And he's like, "Oh, here's $20 going in the coffers. Micah feeding everyone." It's like,
just a cynical prick. That's all
and
it
it's
is,
like,
man.
look, I mean, it's what I know that the in-game characters aren't real and they can't look at the log of my particular game,
No.
but it's like, look at the shit Arthur's been donating.
Like dumping boatloads, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, there's plenty of that, and like somehow some of the other characters act too, where they're like, "Well, it's been a minute since you donated, Arthur," and it's like, the last time I donated $2,000. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, like calm down.
Like,
go shake down Micah.
Calm your tits.
And like,
doctor, come here, buddy.
Hey, doctor.
Come here.
One of the many mascots of the BPGN podcast.
Come here. Ow. Why
Yeah,
with the claws, buddy?
I totally agree
You're
with
you're
Micah.
you're the one. You're the one that wanted to come back here and yell.
Oh, little
So you
buddy.
get to be on the internet.
Um,
Like that lick chop that he just did. That means he's not happy.
no, not happy.
He is not happy. Doctor, do you have anything to say about this? Oh, yeah. Wow.
The silent type. Um, I'm gonna throw in another one here. I'm gonna go with Polly Franchetti from the Darkness game. The first one,
Oh, okay.
it was
Okay. God damn, that's been all that's a cut.
that
I haven't even thought about that game in 20 years.
such an underrated game, in my opinion. Such an underrated
Not,
game.
I mean, what? 10
I want.
2007?
I'm gonna have to look it up, but I feel like that would be right. 2007 to maybe like I know it was one of the first few games that came out for both the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
And aside from
Because
Gears,
I played it on 360.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, 2007. I think I played that in my little studio apartment. So that seems right.
yeah, I remember like that was the game that and Gears of War were the two that got me into Xbox. And with the Darkness, and we're not talking about the band. This is actually a game based off of a comic. And the whole story is you play as Frank Estacado, part of like the mob in New York. And on his 21st birthday, he ends up finding out that he inherits this curse of some sort called the Darkness, where he's practically like has the powers of a demon of sorts. Whether it's like the two like what the hell would you call them, like serpents that can come out of his back to
Yeah.
summoning demons, like, and it's a great game, great first person shooter. It had a sequel later on, but Paulie Franchetti is actually his uncle who's the mob at the point. Oh, sorry, he's the what the fuck, he's the Don, you know. And what happens is he doesn't want Jackie to gun for his throne, so he ends up making his life living hell trying to send as many goons as he can, even though the police department that's underneath his thumb, to like send at him. But what makes you hate him even more is that there's a point that he goes after your girlfriend that is like love of your life, your best friend, and you even have a moment in her apartment just laying there watching TV just on your birthday that him and the police chief go to the orphanage that you two both came from. And as you're there, the darkness has you wrapped up tight, all in your arms, like restrained. You can't do anything as Polly is just behind a pane of glass, holds your girlfriend up to the window, gun pointed, and all you hear from her is, Jackie, this is not your fault. And he blows her brains out in front of you. And after that, you're just like, oh, you are so dead. And when you do finally get to kill him near the end, it is so satisfying. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Easily, yeah. Paulie Franchetti for a second for me. What you got next, buddy?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to look up their names
Yeah.
because I'm not 100% on this. But the farmer family from episode 2 of Telltale's Walking Dead.
Oh, oh my God, yes. I forgot about them. They looked like so heartwarming too when you meet
Yeah,
them.
like they were so friendly, when you first meet them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking it up.
And they became like cannibals, didn't they?
Yeah, no, they were cannibals.
Oh,
Here we go. Season 1, episode 2. But I mean, at one point they like grab Clem by her hair,
yeah.
and like the first time I'm playing it, because in season 1 you're playing as Lee,
Yeah.
and you have this duty of care
Yeah.
to Clementine,
Absolutely.
and so they like grabbed her by her hair and jerked her, and I remember the very first time like sitting on my couch playing it on a laptop, going, "Oh, you're gonna die."
Yeah. You're not leaving here.
Like I've made the decision. Like you die.
Oh,
How dare you?
grab my
How
Clementine.
dare you? Like, yeah, my Clementine.
Yeah. I think
Okay,
the
here we go.
most
Season 2 is Lee Everett. Oh my god, there's so many ads. Oh, and it's giving me like a walkthrough of the episode.
oh my god, you gotta love
This,
that.
this is not what I'm looking for.
The biggest fucked up moment is that when you, and I forget the character's name that Lee is with, that you're fixing the electric fence, like on that
Oh yeah,
farm, the guy gets shot with the arrow, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna take him inside and get him patched up." You don't see him again for the entire episode until the end when you go to the bathroom. You see him, that leg that got shot with the arrow, gone. Then you realize,
yep.
don't eat that. Like,
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
yes.
The run downstairs and being like, "Don't eat the meat."
And as Clementine's like an inch away from putting like the first piece in her
Yeah.
mouth, it's just like,
Yeah.
I forgot about them. They were such pricks. And like you, like
They were.
you, what was it? Then they locked you up in the barn
Yeah.
afterwards. Oh,
Yeah. And you had to, and then that's where you discovered the kill room, where they butchered people.
yeah.
And which, you know, I mean, kind of goes into the Agustina Bastarrica's Tender as the Flesh.
Yes.
Which, you know, is the same kind of concept where animal meat isn't readily available, but human is.
Oof.
So we start butchering people, and it's like, god damn. Like, that's dark.
Like
That's dark.
the whole moment of like, and like the game really set the tone for that point as you're like you're on your revenge spree, because it goes
Yeah.
to like a whole like lightning storm, and you're being
you
quiet.
you get to stab him with the pitchfork at the
Yeah.
end, where you get the choice.
Oh, and I did.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna let them
and
live.
it's like Clementine will remember that, and I was like, good.
Mm-hmm. Let this be the
Like-
standard. If you see this again, you run.
Like, well, or you eliminate it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Which was more the lesson that I was trying to teach the Clementine was sometimes there's people you gotta kill.
Mm-hmm. It's not pretty, but are you gonna
Like,
do this?
it's like we're in the zombie apocalypse. Like, morals are gone. It's survival at this point. So you find someone who's actively killing and eating humans,
for no
you
reason.
fucking murder them.
Exactly. Like,
You murder them until they die.
if you don't do it now, you're basically setting someone else to be the victim.
Exactly. Then every person beyond, when, like, if you let them live and you leave, every single fucking person they kill and eat after that, that's on you.
Pretty much.
Like, you had the opportunity to stop it and you chose not to.
Exactly.
Yeah. So no, fuck that.
Yeah. No, that family did not deserve to
Kill
live.
every cannibal, kill every Nazi. Like, I've seen people say shit like, oh, so what? They should shoot the Nazi in the head? And it's like, yeah, every fucking time.
Mm-hmm. Don't miss. Make it count.
Like, yeah, kill the Nazi. What the fuck is wrong with you? We had a war about that.
It's funny we're talking about Nazis because my next choice here is from Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, and it's Irene Engel, which I don't know if you played that game, but her, like, right off the bat, like, she was a monster in the first one, but the second one, like, she's the new protagonist. And the scene where, like, you get captured and she has your friend Caroline, and in front of, like, you can't walk or anything, you literally just woke up from a coma, and you're witnessing your friend getting her head chopped off by this monster with an axe, and she's laughing and cackling, and all the way to the point she grabs her head after being cut and smears it on your face, like, oh, give her kisses. And, like, not only that, she's like being a complete bitch to her daughter as well, right in front of you. Just like, oh, it's on. And at that point, near the end, you get to kill her right in front of live TV. And it's just, oh, this is the message you need to send. I still love the Wolfenstein games to this day, but they know how to make good protagonists that, again, make your blood boil, that when it's done and over, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go watch some kitties. Like, I've seen too much shit. Yeah. What you got next there?
Man, I don't know.
You know, if you don't know, I got one on my list that I'm pretty sure you might agree with. Let's go
Go.
to Rockstar's
Go.
other IP, GTA 5, Devin
Uh,
Weston.
oh, that's a good pick.
He's
That's a good pick.
he's such a douchebag.
Yeah.
Like, he tries to come up to you like, "Hey, is slick?" And I'm like, "No, fuck off." I'm
Yeah.
like, "I know what you're about." Um,
Yeah, I mean, Devin Weston in the story of GTA 5, yeah,
yeah.
he is a tremendous douchebag.
Mm-hmm. Apparently goes on the record saying he fingered the president's wife. I'm like, the fuck? Uh,
Hmm?
um, but
I
yeah,
mean, fuck, if you get the opportunity.
uh, but then like even his assistant as well. Like, I think the moment where it pissed me off the most with him is when Michael is at the movie studio
Uh,
and Devin Weston hands the film reel to his assistant, and it's literally a chase to the airport, all for nothing in the end, which is funny because it's like, what? It's all digital. It's like, Jesus, you could have told me.
well, that's just that classic rock star trap of going, this is a mission, when in reality it's driving halfway across the map for no reason.
It was a good sequence though. Like,
Yeah, no, it's fun,
yeah, but just like,
but
really?
that's like every mission. You know, you're like, oh, we're gonna do this, and it's like, oh, you have to drive to the top of the map, and it's like, come on, man, that's like 8 minutes.
You're making it like, just hearing that, you just made me think of Clerks 2, where I think Randall's making fun of the fact of the Lord of the Rings films.
Oh, that's one of my favorite bits
Mine
in
too.
any movie ever, because I fucking hate the Lord of the Rings.
He's like, and here's the third movie.
Yeah. When he's like, even the goddamn trees walk in that movie. And it's like, I mean, fuck, man, he's not wrong. Like, it's literally like 11, 12 hours of people fucking walking. It's not good.
I can't bring myself to watch it. I've heard
I I will take the hate. Fucking throw it at me. I have heard it forever. I think Tolkien is boring as shit. I think the Lord of the Rings movies are boring as shit.
Mm.
I will never watch them again because fuck, man, I wasted a dozen plus hours of my life. Plus, because my roommates were like, "You have to see it in theaters," so I went to see it in theaters, and it was garbage. And then they were like, "You have to see it on the extended edition, where
Right.
where Peter Jackson doesn't know how to fucking edit." And
How
then
much
I had to
longer is
watch.
the extended one?
Oh my god! Like if you watch literally all three Lord of the Rings movies, extended cuts is
Yeah.
like 15 plus fucking hours.
Oh, sweet fuck, no, not doing
And
it.
it's I swear to God, Red, out of that 16 hours, 10 hours of it is just walking. Like it's so stupid.
Did Peter Jackson just want to make an exercise video?
Yeah, he just doesn't understand that you don't have to use every single fucking shot you shoot. Like, sometimes you can cut footage.
Yeah.
I understand that it's hard, but sometimes you just gotta cut shit, man. It's not conducive to good filmmaking. You know, and I'm a fan of Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is four fucking hours, right?
I watched that finally. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it way fucking better than the original cut.
I'm saying, like, now should that have been a single film? No.
A two-parter at least.
Yes.
A
And
two-parter I would have been fine
that was
with.
the original plan, that it was going to be a 2-part film.
Yeah.
And then Zach was like, my daughter committed suicide, so I'm taking time off. And they brought in Joss, and then Joss, in his infinite douchebaggery, reshot a giant chunk of the movie, and it was terrible.
Oh, I didn't like his version with Zack Snyder. Like
the Justice League, I think, is the name that the internet has given that.
I like it.
Yeah, And it hurts because I talked with Nat Edwards, TC Parker, about this when I interviewed her for the Terrifying Tomes of Terror podcast. She's also a huge Buffy fan, and it's hard to separate that now.
Right,
Like
he did Buffy.
knowing what a piece of shit Joss Whedon is, and then trying to enjoy Buffy and Angel and Firefly and Dollhouse and Serenity and all of these amazing properties that I'm a massive fan of.
Right.
Knowing that he treated every single person like shit.
Just that high ego.
Yeah, but I also brought up with her that, it was Will Wheaton that had posted that, about their time on Next Generation and how miserable it was for them.
Right.
And, their parents were abusive. Or, his parents were abusive, and the executives and producers were shitty to him.
Right.
And someone was like, oh, well, a fan said, if I had known how terrible that was for you and how bad it made you feel, I wouldn't have watched the show. But then Will's response, and I think this is very fitting, is then we did it for nothing. Like, then we suffered for nothing.
That's
like we suffered to create this for you. So you enjoying it makes our suffering worth it. And I think that is the smartest, kindest way to look at stuff like that is, even if you've got a shitty creator, there were dozens and dozens of other people working on that show.
Absolutely.
And writing the entire show off because one person was shitty is it's not the way to go.
That you're basically like, if that were to happen, that's like one person ruining the fun for everybody, and everyone's out of a job.
And group punishment's illegal under the Geneva Convention. So,
oh shit. I didn't know about that about him. Holy hell. Was it? I'll throw in probably maybe one or two more, and then we'll switch it off. Fucking screen always turns off here. I'll throw one that I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree with me on this. I'm gonna say the Seed family from Far Cry 5.
Okay.
Which
I have not played Far Cry 5, but I am familiar with the story of it.
Okay. It is a really good game. I'll be honest. Like, this is I think, like, because I didn't play Far Cry 3 or 4.
Isn't it just a Far Cry game?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, I only played maybe a bit of the 3, growing up. But then, like, the Far Cry 5, I was like, this looks pretty fun. I'm, like, setting,
Was that the one with the Giancarlo?
Giancarlo
Esposito?
No, that's 6. That's the newest one.
Okay.
Far Cry 5.
So this is the one with the religious, the cult.
Yeah. And you, like, when you first get into this game, like, you this thing like, oh, it's just you going up against a cult, taking back, like, this small town in the middle of Montana. And, like, you're like, how eerie could it be? Well, the minute you drop in is you and 3 other U.S. Marshals that go in there and try and do a public arrest for Joseph Seed, who's like the ringleader of this family called the Seed family. And they run this whole cult where they've, like, over time, they managed to get military weapons and everything, and to the point that they own the cops. They took over this entire small town, that they're keeping it under hostage, and they're running it their way. So a lot of people have compared it to Waco, and it sounds very much like it, but like you're basically taking over this whole portion back from them, and like each section of the map is owned by one of the family members. But like right there, like it sets the tone how eerie it is for Joseph in particular, because like when you have him arrested, yeah, his followers don't like that. You're immediately like getting yelled at, stuff thrown at you, and then as you're getting back in the helicopter, they're all climbing on the helicopter to the point two of his followers sacrifice himself and jump straight into the propellers, causing it to crash. And what makes it more eerie at that point, where it sets the tone of how powerless you really are, is that Dispatch is wondering if everything's okay. And right as you go grab the mic to say like we're okay, send the National Guard, Joseph grabs it quick and says, "It's okay, my child. We're okay." And the dispatcher says, "Oh, thank God, Father. Praise be He." And like, oh fuck. And like all your teammates are getting pulled away and getting sent off to different parts of the family. Like, and it's a whole survival thing. But it's incredible game, very fun too. There is some funny moments there. Like some people have said that Far Cry 5 is Murka simulator, because it really is at some times. There's like one vehicle that's my favorite called the Liberator, and it's this like jacked up like semi truck that's got like 50 cals on the front of the hood, and like the whole thing has like this airbrush. It's like purple and it's airbrushed with the American flag as flames. it's just it's just so America. When I look at that, I'm like, this looks fun. But yeah, I would say that the whole Seed family, especially Joseph, like it is, oh, it's so eerie. Um, and then I'll give you another one for your Red Dead Redemption. The first one,
Okay.
Edgar Ross.
Ooh.
Like throughout the time, Edgar Ross, he basically is part of the government, and he's practically using you to kill the last, using John Marston, your main character,
Yes.
to kill off the rest of the gang.
Yeah.
But when it's all said and done, Edgar Ross fucking shows up to cash in by storming your ranch, trying to kill off your whole family, and you die in like a whole rain of bullets from everybody. And after,
I mean, one of the more iconic moments in video game history,
absolutely,
that just pushing open the barn doors and going immediately into Deadeye.
yeah, and you're like, I'm gonna see as many fuckers I could take with me.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna take as many of you fuckers down as I fucking can.
yeah,
And then there's the moments in Red Dead 2 where Rockstar goddamn knew what they were doing. Where you are playing as John in the epilogue,
yes,
and you're in the barn after everything's been built, and it has you open those fucking doors in the exact same fucking animation as the first game. And I remember doing it and being like, no, 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 no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no,
Like, and I love that. I love that collective trauma
yeah.
of someone, of all of the people who played Red Dead 1 playing Red Dead 2 and pushing those fucking barn doors open again, and everyone just panicking, just like,
You just
oh shit.
just major like PTSD, that to the point like
Yeah,
your sphincter tightens, like, oh shit, no, 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 like not now, not now.
I can love it.
Oh, but yeah, Edgar Ross easily.
Well, and he gets killed by Jack, right?
Yeah, later on, and he comes
if,
back.
if you do that mission,
Yeah, but
because it's not so much because you catch him there at the edge of the river or whatever.
yeah, just fishing or whatnot.
Yeah, and as Jack, who honestly looks a lot more like Javier than John.
Yes, I agree.
Fucking just executes him.
Yeah,
Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome.
right where he like confronts him, he just like Edgar just has like the, oh shit, like,
I mean, but it's kind of the same, like, especially now that we have all the backstory from Red Dead 2 in terms of Dutch
yes,
and what all actually went down there and what kind of man Dutch truly is. That when you look back at Red Dead 1 and those final moments between John and Dutch, when Dutch is like, John, I have a plan.
yeah,
And in Red Dead 1, John's just like, you always have a plan, Dutch. And then just fucking shoots him. Dude.
oh yes, I forgot about that too.
Like, that line has so much more behind it now
Yes,
than it did when it released, which is fucking incredible. Like, yeah, when it happened, like when you find Dutch, like in the first game, you're like, oh yeah, you've always got a plan, Dutch, and kill him. And then you play Red Dead 2, where Dutch, that's his whole, I mean, it's a meme at this point.
Just one more score. Just like,
I have
oh.
a plan. You just have to have some goddamn faith. Like, that became a meme. So like looking back at the very last thing John says to Dutch is, "You've always got a plan."
Right.
Like, fucking brutal.
I feel like that's
brutal.
I feel like it's also like payback, because now since you brought up Red Dead 2, remember when Dutch damn near left him for dead when they were running away from the train? After like Arthur confronts him and you see like you see him like hobbling in, like holding his ribs. He's like, "You left me for dead." And he's just like, "My boy." I'm like, it's all I could do.
So like, that was actually really good.
Yeah.
By the way. Like the way that you just said, "My boy," like that sounded like Dutch. That was very good.
My boy. Oh, I'm gonna have to work on that accent for sure. Call you up on your birthday, be like, "I have a plan."
I have a plan. Yeah, that was, yeah, Dutch. He was a manipulator. He's the charismatic leader, and a charismatic leader is the most dangerous thing in the fucking world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is a problem. It's the reason that here in the States we have so many fucking mega churches.
Yeah, no shit.
So many.
We don't see very much here in Canada, but like when I see like infomercials every now and then, and I see the fucking size of churches that are big enough to be a goddamn football stadium, I'm like, why?
Well, and it's one of those that, okay, so, fair disclosure, I am an atheist.
Yeah.
I used to be very religious.
I'm not into religion, so.
I used to be a priest.
Right.
Right.
I remember this.
I know, I have read the Bible. I have read it cover to cover many times.
Right.
I've also read the Book of Mormon and the Doctrine and Covenants and the Pearl of Great Price. I've read the Quran. Wow. I have read many Hindu texts.
Holy shit!
Like the Bhagavad Gita. I'm mispronouncing it.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah. I have read many of that because I think religion is infinitely interesting. I think it's all a farce. Like, I think it's all completely silly, but it's interesting to read everybody's perspectives.
Yeah. It is interesting for sure. Like for me, like growing up, I have like zero interest in religion. Like it's just like, to me, like if you have a faith or religion, good for you. But don't push it on me. That's all I am, really. But yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. But yeah, like even just seeing like those big ass churches, and then you see like these priests that have like, you can see they had a lot of Botox. And it's like, don't forget to donate. And it's like, for what?
But, people talk about all these different stories of the Bible and of what Jesus did, right? The Sermon on the Mount, and the Garden of Gethsemane, where he absorbed all the sin and whatever.
Yeah.
They ignore the part where he went to the temple and saw money lenders in the temple making profits.
Yeah.
And he braided a whip out of leather. That takes time. That takes hours.
I can imagine. Especially with leather, too.
He braided a whip out of leather and chased the money lenders out of the temple with a whip. That's the Jesus that I'm like, when people are like, what would Jesus do? And it's like, probably fucking catch you with the fucking whip.
Come to whoop your ass.
Yeah, like, oh, Jesus turned the other cheek. And it's like, yeah, for stuff that was warranted. But stuff that was actively against God,
yeah,
he fucking braided a whip out of leather and said, fuck you. No, out. Fuck you. You can't do here. No, fuck you.
I've never heard this version before, but the reason why I'm giggling a bit is because I just finished playing Stick of Truth not too long ago. And one of the, like, when you find Jesus, which is a funny achievement when you find it, but like you could use him as like a special in your attack. but he shows up with like two fucking machine guns and a thing of shades, just rains hell and just does a backflip and pushes the shades back up. I'm just like,
Okay, well,
okay,
yeah,
matches.
that's the Republican supply side Jesus. Uh, that's that's not the real
No,
Jesus.
no,
That's the American Jesus.
America.
And they are very different things.
One of those Jesus is my co-pilot kind of
Yeah,
ways.
I mean, I literally saw someone today on Facebook
Yeah.
have a handgun on top of a Bible and said the two things this country was founded on and the two things that liberals want to take away. And my response to that was like, this is literally what taking the Lord's name in vain means. Like,
Yeah.
taking the Lord's name in vain doesn't mean saying goddamn.
No. I found that so stupid.
Yeah, taking the Lord's name in vain is saying what he would want.
Yeah.
Because that's not your place.
No, when you say
That's taking his name in vain. Me saying goddamn, no, that's not taking his name in vain.
yeah. No, like when
If anything, that's me summoning him to say goddamn the thing that I'm talking about.
No, like the way I see it is just like I'm sure you grew up with it too, like hearing like, oh, don't take the Lord's name in vain. You say like Jesus Christ or goddamn. And I'm with you, like that's stupid. Like
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's so fucking
Of
dumb.
all the commandments where it's like don't kill, don't steal, don't fuck your neighbor's wife.
Yeah.
But also don't say God's name with a shitty attitude.
Yeah. I think there was
like, oh goddamn. Oh, you took his name in vain. You're going to hell now.
I remember
Like,
you bring up someone like that. I remember there was a guy I used to work with at a previous job working at a warehouse, and he was actually a youth pastor. And a buddy I had at the time, he had to say huh?
I said you said youth pastor, and I said the worst.
And buddy I was working with at the time was having to put his dog down. That's been his childhood friend. You know, he's pretty beat up about it and whatnot. You know, like what more can you say? Like, he's not going to be in much pain anymore. He's going to be in a better place. And this motherfucker hears the conversation. He's like, I'm sorry, but they don't go to heaven. I'm like, then that's not my fucking religion, jackass. I'm like, sorry.
Did you put your heel right here?
Oh, I
on
wanted
his
to.
neck
I
and just pressed on it until he died.
I fucking wanted to. Like, if I knew I was gonna get fucking laid off like 2 weeks later, yeah, I would have laid the smack down. Oh, sorry, I'll pull the rock here for me. I'll lay a smack down on his candy ass. But yeah, like to me, it's like get fucked. Like for me, like your pets, animals, they have more emotion as much as a human being.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
like so for someone to say like, oh, well, they're an animal, they're not going to heaven. Go fuck yourself. Sorry, don't like, especially when someone's grieving, you don't say that.
Anybody, man, like,
Yeah.
don't you do not. Your personal religion,
Yeah.
does not dictate anybody fucking else's.
Yep.
And that's one of the most infuriating things about living in the United States.
Oh, it's just
I have a plethora of legislature across the entire country that are like, oh, my personal Christian religion is law. And it's like, no, go fuck yourself. It's not.
mm-hmm.
Like, that's
Like, oh, it drives me bad. Like again, like I've said before, like for me, I don't give a fuck about religion personally. But like,
but don't you? Your religion doesn't get to tell me how the fuck to live my life.
Exactly. I'm like,
Yeah.
like whenever I hear
That's
like, oh, you should have one.
religion.
Yeah. Like to me, like when I hear like, oh, you should have one, you should find one. Why? Where the fuck did it say when I was fucking born into this on this rock that I had to find one to live? Like, go to hell.
Well, they had a really neat moment in the first episode of the Orville this season.
I need to watch that. I forgot it aired already.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Oh my god, it's so good. It's dark.
Really?
Yeah, both episodes have been dark.
Damn.
But it's good. But there's suicide talk a lot in the first episode because of what happens. But you've got a character that on their world, suicide is not, it's not encouraged, but it's not frowned upon either. It's, some people realize that, I mean, they didn't make the decision to be alive.
No.
They were plucked out of the void against their will.
No.
And they'd like to return there. And it's an interesting concept, especially for an alien world. But I mean, and it kind of goes back to even like we were talking about, like with The Walking Dead, the Telltale game.
Yeah.
In the first or second episode, I don't know, somewhere in the first season, there's where you're playing as Glenn, and there's the woman who's been bit in the hotel room, and you get the choice to give her the gun or not.
Yes, I remember this.
And I always give the gun.
Me too.
Because in that circumstance,
like, yeah, she was bit. She didn't want to become them.
Right. She didn't want to turn.
No. I'd be the same way too, if I were me.
And yeah, like, she didn't want to turn. It was the right thing to do.
Yeah. Like
to give them the option. Because in that world, especially the Walking Dead world, or the Telltale version of it, like opting out is a viable thing.
Yeah. Like, like, sure, you survive for however long, but it's going to be lonely and depressing as shit, And
if you make the choice to go, I'm not doing this, that's viable. That's an absolutely strong strategy.
Yeah. Like full disclosure, we're not promoting it or anything.
No.
This is just our personal thoughts on these topics.
Well, and this is in terms of a fantasy setting.
Yeah, just a disclosure out there.
Yeah, like this is a fantasy setting with, no alternatives. This isn't a real life do that. There are many numbers that you can call.
Absolutely.
I personally have made those calls, so I completely understand. I'm much happier being here today than had I followed through when I originally thought about it. So, those numbers are there, U.S. and Canada.
Yep.
And everywhere else.
Take it from two guys here that have their own mental health going on. Please get the help you need.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
Don't feel ashamed.
No, God, no.
Everyone suffers through mental health issues.
Absolutely.
And yeah, there's no shame in it. Seek the help you need, and seek the help you need. I'm here today because of people that were supportive of me.
Absolutely.
So yeah, there's always someone out there.
Yeah.
And we can be those people.
Easily.
Hit me up at Curator of Horror on Twitter.
Same here at BigRedGamer on Twitter.
Hit me up. I will talk to you day or night.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You matter.
Exactly.
Yeah. You matter. And yeah, the world's better having you in it.
Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Well said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we went like off the rails on that, but we also had a very important conversation.
No, so. But that was a good message though.
Yeah.
That was totally a good message. What was it? Did you watch Ms. Marvel?
Yes.
That looks so good.
Yeah, it had very much like Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yes.
And Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse vibes.
Kamala Khan's character is easily like Peter Parker. for
Yes.
how giddy and like into it she is, and like she's proud to wear that nerd
Yeah.
shirt, and I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. Like going
Yeah.
before, I did read the first 4 issues of Ms. Marvel. Like it was free on the Amazon Kindle, so I watched those 4, and I'm glad I did because like yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Ms. Marvel's slowly becoming one of my favorite superheroines.
Yeah, I mean, she fucking killed it. It was really well done.
Yes.
Um, but really, for me, like one of the biggest things I liked about it was its. Okay, let me. I want to phrase this. Um,
Diverse.
the term I want to use is forced diversity. Um,
Okay.
and I don't mean that in any sort of negative
No,
connotation.
no.
I mean that this series is just a straight punch to the jaw of regressive motherfuckers
Mm.
who refuse to try to even contemplate media that's not cishet white people.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Um, and that's what I loved about it. But like, I mean, my wife and I were watching it, and I was like, "Oh, Republicans are gonna hate."
easily.
And that's a badge of fucking honor, in my opinion. Like that's
Well, what I've enjoyed very much lately, like even from like going off like a Black Panther, I love it. Like, because you know, like a lot of people are speculating that after Endgame, like, is the MCU just gonna tank? No, they've been doing damn good ever since. Like, and I love it that we're now exploring many other diversities in the Marvel comics, like especially ones that aren't even like that are the characters that have only been in Marvel comics for 10 years. Like you got Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, American Chavez. She's only been in the
no.
MCU for like
So we haven't had the opportunity to talk about this yet,
let's
have we?
let's talk about it.
Spoilers, 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 spoilers,
Whoop, whoop.
spoilers. For Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Oh my fucking god!
Oh, it was such
What a fucking movie!
it was an incredible Sam Raimi experience.
Yes.
I know like
And
some people.
Raimi had so many of his personal hallmarks in the movie, including the fucking classic.
Oh, the Oldsmobile.
Yes.
Like, did you see the license plate on that?
Yes.
Oh, I was sitting in the theater, and like my mom, she didn't know like what the hell I was losing my shit over all these like Sam Raimi Easter eggs, and it wasn't a very subtle shot. It was a long like minute or so of seeing the Oldsmobile like just floating in the air. I'm just like, yes. My wife is like, is that Ash's car? Yes, that's the fucking Oldsmobile, dude. And just like,
Fucking classic, man.
but like even the Kandarian demon camera, like
Yeah.
when like was the Scarlet Witch is like trying to like possess like another version of her.
And just
Yeah, like
and
all
I mean,
you
I didn't even hear like it wasn't there,
no
but in my brain it was the oh
the demonic chant that's like following you with the camera, like
yeah, just that low guttural, just oh
yes.
that just as the camera is just because that's what it was in Evil Dead.
And like, did you
Loved
stay?
it.
Did you stay for the end credits, both of them?
Yes, of course.
So many people who probably don't even fucking know about Bruce Campbell or the Evil Dead films. Like
Or that all of that was
Mhm.
based off the three fucking Stooges.
Oh, but what I picked up on, because like my buddy there, Ash, and him and I were talking about it. I'm like, Ash is beating the shit out of himself with his own hand. Isn't that Evil Dead 2? I'm like, yes, his fucking hand got possessed. I was like,
Yeah.
and like right when you get to the end credits, he's like, it's
It's
over.
over. Yeah.
Like in the theater I was with, there's some people I heard like, what the fuck? I'm like, you don't fucking know this shit. Get out. But like it was an incredible film. Like even to see Zombie Strange, like
Dude, the
oh
zombie strange doing the the arm bit, like I can't remember what that spell is called,
Oh,
but pulling that off, like that is one of the coolest fucking visuals of the MCU.
you're talking about the demonic souls wings?
Yes.
Yes, that like
Like when
Carol.
he's doing the like he did to Thanos, but it's a
Oh,
zombie version of him, and all those arms come out behind him,
yes,
like
that.
in line. Like holy shit!
I
But yeah, also him just like I'm capturing all of these fucking souls, and they're gonna be in my goddamn cape.
yeah,
Like
and like
holy shit!
you see what look like big ass like demonic wings, and like my wife like leaned to me, she's like, "This is metal as fuck." I'm like, "Yes, this could be on like a cover of a metal
Yeah,
album. Don't even put the name of the band. Just have that, you're good."
yeah, no
But
shit.
oh man, oh, it was an incredible film. The Illuminati. I lost my shit when I saw John
Yes,
Krasinski appear,
yeah,
just see him drop out of the portal and look at him, go like, "Hello, Steven." Like before even seeing him, and I forget his love interest's character's name. Um,
two.
I think so. Yeah.
Well,
What?
yeah, Reed and Sue.
No, 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 no. Doctor Strange's love interest, the nurse,
Oh,
Rachel McAdams' character,
Night Nurse.
night nurse. But like when she's saying to them, she's like, "Welcome to the Baxter Building." I'm like, "It's gonna happen." I was like, "Oh shit!" And yeah, just had to see that. But did you also pick up on fucking Xavier in his kick-ass hover chair? You suddenly hear that na 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 na.
Yeah, the Ron Wasserman
Yeah,
fucking X-Men theme.
it was.
Uh
Oh
which Ron, he also did the Power Rangers music.
yes,
And so many other shows. Ron is a spectacular talent and someone that I've been friends on Facebook with for fuck over a decade.
holy shit.
Yeah, Ron's good people. And he's had this resurgence. I believe, now don't quote me on this,
Nope.
but I believe that Disney actually contacted him about doing
The
the
97.
theme for the new show,
Oh, I hope that's true.
since he did the
Oh
original.
yeah.
And
Oh,
yeah, I mean, how fucking cool is that? You know, all these years later. Uh, I mean, and they used his original Mighty Morphin theme in the most recent Power Rangers remake.
oh yeah, that's the one that we oddly didn't get a sequel for, even though they set
Yeah,
it up
and it
for it.
should have.
I
It
thought it
was
was
so
good.
good. Yeah, it was so good.
You know, like
I'm bummed we didn't get that sequel, especially since they had set it up. Well, you know, the very last little scene where it's like Tommy
yeah, I was
Oliver.
hoping to see Tommy show up. I was like, that is
Uh,
sick.
but the original reports is that they were gonna gender swap, and that the
Oh,
Green Ranger was gonna be a female.
okay.
And fuck yeah, super down for
Oh,
that.
easily. It's the
Especially
fucking
because it already fit, since they had Rita being the Green Ranger
yeah.
originally, which is that's canon too. Like that's not
Hmm.
something they made up for the movie. That's OG Power Rangers canon.
That would have been
Um,
Mighty Morphin? No, that wouldn't have been.
yeah, no, Mighty Morphin. But it's weird that
Oh,
also I can be like, that's OG Mighty Morphin canon,
yeah.
because I also know an obscene amount of things about the Power Rangers universe.
To me, Power Rangers are just, to me, they're superheroes.
Yeah,
They really
absolutely.
are. You know, it was
It's
teenagers with
tokusatsu,
attitude.
but yeah,
Teenage
yeah. Alpha, find us teenagers with attitude.
Alpha 5. Oh. There again from our episode where we talked about like Saturday morning cartoons, the 90s had some of the most kick-ass like intros that we could all still remember.
And several of them were Ron Wasserman.
Oh, that guy was busy. He was busy. Speaking of like reboots or whatnot, not really a reboot, more like a better recreation. Black Bolt. I loved this Black Bolt.
I'm
That's how it
telling you,
should have been done.
this absolutely
Yes.
100%. Anson Mount, number one,
Mm.
can get it.
Like,
Like that, just in general, just Anson, if you're watching, call me. Because he's also Captain Pike in Strange New Worlds.
oh no way.
Yeah, no, and was in Discovery. Which Captain Pike, that's canon Star Trek shit. Pike was captain of the Enterprise before Kirk.
Right.
But then Pike got into a terrible accident and ended up a paraplegic.
Oh no.
So this is Pike before that happened.
Shit.
But it's also Pike with the knowledge that is going to happen. He knows how he ends up.
Oh shit.
He's seen the fucking future.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting situation where it's the decisions you make differently because you know how you end up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very compelling piece of fiction, especially Star Trek. But they do a great job, way better than the J.J. Abrams horseshit Star Trek movies they put out. They're garbage. They're garbage.
You know,
Don't watch them.
You're a first I've ever heard say that the Star Trek films are shit. There was a few
The J.J. Abrams Star Trek.
Oh yeah,
films.
yeah, those ones in particular. I remember
The rest of the Star Trek movies, I can at least defend aspects of.
I remember like when the first one was coming out that J.J. Abrams did. And when I was in high school, there was a few teachers that were like mega Star Trek fans that were like losing their shit over this. And for me, it was just I didn't know shit about it. But like I just remember a lot of people saying like, "Oh, this is a great recreation." I'm like, "Oh, okay." But to hear you go, "Fuck those movies." I'm like, he's got opinions.
No, those movies. Okay, it's weird. Okay, so the first one and the third one,
Right.
I can appreciate as like standalone thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not Star Trek, but they're Star Trek adjacent.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I can appreciate that. The second one, Star Trek Into Darkness, fuck that movie with a rusty fucking pole. Fuck it. I hate it. Fuck it until it dies. That is the worst. That is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I'm gonna have to throw an animation up here of like that movie getting fucked with a rusty pipe. I'll find one.
Yeah, make it happen. No, I was physically angry.
Yeah.
Like that movie ended Star Trek Into Darkness with Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan.
Okay.
Just so a refresher for everyone else. Khan in the original timeline is played by Ricardo Montalban, a tan, sexy motherfucker. And instead, we get a wet tea biscuit known as Benedict Cumberbatch trying to play a character that a broad-shouldered, pectoral emphasized man of the Hispanic nature had played before. It's just, and it makes sense anyway.
Yeah.
Like Khan is a character that Kirk met in an episode called Space Seed in the original series.
All right.
And that's where Khan and Kirk first meet, and that's where like the relationship and the hatred begins, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the context of the J.J. Abrams movies, that's a different timeline. This is the Kelvin timeline, and Kirk and Khan have never met. So then you get this. He's like Benedict Cumberbatch is like, I am Khan. It's like, and who the fuck is Khan? Who the fuck are you? What the fuck are you talking about? What the
I
fuck
mean,
is this?
all I have is like Wayne Campbell going, Asphincter says what?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Because it doesn't make sense. There's no relationship.
Right.
Wherein, when they did the Wrath of Khan as Star Trek 3,
Mhm.
you had that previous relationship from the original series episode Space Seed. Like,
Okay.
you can't just be like, this character's name is Khan. You should care about that now. Like,
There
no.
wasn't a proper build up for him, like
And
as
yeah,
compared to the original.
and how many people watching Star Trek Into Darkness had actually who had watched even the Wrath of Khan?
Yeah, like this was a totally different generation that they probably never even considered
I mean,
watching.
the
Like,
Wrath of Khan came out in the 70s.
yeah, and you're
They've never seen the Wrath of Khan.
that would have been this would have came out shit like into
Yeah, Into Darkness, that was
09 maybe. No, it was like
no later.
yeah, it was
That
like
was
2013.
2010s. Yeah, that was I was gonna say that was 2010s. That
Yeah,
was because I watched it when I was living in Fort Wayne, which would have been between like 2012 and 2015.
I was out of high school at the time, and I think the only reason why I knew about that is because of the trailer for it in in when I saw it in a movie theater. That was the one where I think like they had Beastie Boys Sabotage playing in the background for it.
No, well, they did Sabotage in the first and third movie.
Okay. All right, so I wonder But
The
yeah.
the first movie, it's they do it when Kirk's a kid,
Mm.
like a child on a bicycle. But then in the third movie, they do it to a badass sequence that I will defend. I will say that I like this because they call for music and they say like, "What do you want to hear?" And it's like classical. And it's like, "Listen, all of y'all, it's
It's sabotage.
sabotage." And it's like, but I mean, they're
At
several hundred years in the future.
so hence
That's
classical.
classical.
It just makes me think of fucking dad rock all of a sudden. I'm like, fuck, I'm getting more white hairs all of a sudden.
You're telling me, man.
I
Fucking
found my first white hair already, and it's the back of my fucking head. It was like
oh, poor guy.
Carol plucked it off me, and it was like yay long. I was like, "Fuck, is there any more?" She's like, "No, just that." I was like, "Fuck." Maybe.
No. Okay, so you want to hear my sad report on that?
Sure.
It you can't tell it with the way that I've got the light and stuff set up for this.
Ah,
I have noticed many
coming into your
silvers.
mustache.
Yeah.
Like it's too bad that like, yeah, you age. It happens, but
it's going. It's going.
But
And it was my last bastion. It was my last bastion of brown.
oh no.
Like, it was the last part of my hair that had not started going silver.
Like
and now it has.
For me, like I get it, aging is a thing, but like, can we agree that like transitioning from like your main facial hair into like random splotches of like white and silver all over, can we like fucking bypass that and just, bam, like wake up white or silver and like just
I mean, yeah. So here's the thing too about that. You can see, even with how I've got it, like, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I can see, yeah.
Look how much like that's
a lot.
turned. But this, if I cut this short,
it's gonna be more silver than your original.
Yeah, like it'll never be this color again.
No. Have you like
and that's why I'm holding on to it, I think.
Well, like
because I know
you enjoy it.
I know if I cut it short that it's gone. And
have you considered about dyeing it or
oh no, I'm just superficially mad. Like I'm not actually like
bummed out.
I'm not gonna get some Just for Men.
No.
Or whatever. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I just am irritated by it.
I will admit I'm bummed out because your hair is gonna go silver, and me being a redhead, I'm gonna go white. Which
Yeah, no, but mine's like wiry.
kind of like barbed wire in a way, hey?
Yeah, like my silver is wiry.
Mm.
It's the same thing in the beard. So I get this, like, I might have a curly mustache. Like, I don't know what that's gonna look like, but based on how the rest of my silver hair is coming in,
You got this, buddy. You got
yeah,
this. You're leading the
I
charge
don't
for
know.
us.
It's gonna be weird.
I'm way behind you by like 8 years, but you're leading the charge, and I'm right here, buddy.
I mean, wait till you see me on screen at StokerCon on YouTube next year, because that's a thing.
You're right. That is a thing too.
I'm gonna be at the awards in the crowd,
One thing I want to throw in here quick.
and maybe if I can get my shit together and finish my fucking book and mail it off to the people that can actually make it happen.
Ta-da!
Maybe I might be nominated. How fucking weird would that be?
You get there and you get fucking nominated like off the
Well,
hop.
I mean, I would know like
Yeah.
beforehand, but yeah, like how fucking weird would that be?
Even like to be nominated, like let alone win the damn thing, is still some cred in my opinion.
They literally, and we talk about this in my podcast, but
Yeah.
they literally send you punch cards
Oh.
that has 10 marks on it, and 10 nominated and didn't wins equals 1 Stoker. I love it. So snarky. So good.
One thing I wanted to throw in there quick, with Multiverse of Madness.
Yes.
They did good on the horror. Like going back
hell yeah.
Like for before getting to that, with Black Bolt in particular, the effects on his vocal power, and it still sticks to me where when they kill their Doctor Strange and he just subtly whispers, "I'm sorry," and you just see like Doctor Strange like getting ripped apart. It's like, oh. But
yeah, they did Black Bolt justice.
Mm-hmm. His suit, man.
Yeah, like the suit, the tuning fork,
Mm-hmm.
just the and Anson Mounts just killing it.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, what a brutal fucking death.
Oh, all of them, man. Like I think like what made it very eerie for me, because like the minute Wanda shows up and she's like covered in what looks like just basic fluids. No, that's blood on her. She's like out for blood, and she shows up and she just questions Richard, saying, "Do your kids have a mother?" He's like, "Yes, they do." Well, at least they have someone to look after him. Like, no, don't you? And like she fucking spaghetti.
Like, yeah, she spaghettis him.
And like you see him just like that last, like his last bit of life force. It's just,
she pops his fucking head.
Yes, but like I see that, I'm like, oh my god, and like,
well, and they beforehand though they had said, "Oh, we can handle the witch."
Yeah, right, and then just,
but that was their world,
right?
Wanda was not a threat.
They said Stephen Strange was the threat.
Right. Wanda, they didn't even consider a threat. And they're like, we can handle the witch. Like, we know her power level.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, her power level.
Yeah. You don't know the one who's puppeting her.
Yeah, you don't know ours.
No. And like
and that's the thing, even dreamwalking, she was powerful enough to kill the Illuminati, their version of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, she murdered them all.
Oh, like, and like, to me, like,
including Professor Xavier.
Oh, like on like.
So how many times is that we've seen Charles die?
That would have been 3 times, I think. 3,
and then
Last Stand,
X-Men,
Logan, and then Multiverse of Madness is what I'm counting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, we finally got to see Wanda as the Omega level like threat as everyone knows in the comics.
I mean, as she fucking should be, dude.
Like,
Like, there's very few characters that can stop Wanda.
but like right when she's like in midair with Stephen Strange and she's like, you see her like ready to snap. She's like, "This is me being reasonable." And at that point, I'm like, "Oh shit!" and shit. But the horror movie shots in there, man, like that, those had you on edge. Like when they're in like the underground tunnels, like of the Illuminati, like trying to get out and get the, I forget the name of the book, but it was like the good book.
The oh shit, yeah, I don't remember either. But I remember the Darkhold.
Yeah, but
But yeah, oh yeah, the trapdoor, the ring kind of thing.
yes,
She kind of did like at the Samara the Ring where the
her
doors
limbs
lock
are
and they're like,
twisting.
yeah, and then she like snaps through and it's like, ah. But yeah, when she crawls out of the fucking I don't even remember what it was that she crawled out of, but she did the fucking the ring broken bones bullshit, and
Yes,
that was fucking awful. Like that. I
just
loved it, but I was like, oh shit, shit, shit,
yeah.
shit.
But in those tunnels, like you see, like the everything comes to a pause. You see like the water slowly dropping, and they're all just standing there at the door, and like
And then Wanda just
yeah, like I'm sitting there like, fucking move. Why the hell are you staying there? And it's, yeah, just
for the jump scare.
oh, easily. But
I mean that's one of those pitch meeting kind of jokes
what's the
where it's like,
cliche we could do for a horror
yeah,
film?
where it's like, and then they just kind of stand there for a second. It's like, why are they doing that? Oh, because I need them to be jump scared. It's, oh yeah, absolutely.
Whereas like people like me and you who know these tropes were like, fucking move, go, don't stand there, run.
But I mean, the tropes exist for a reason, you
Oh,
know. Like
easily. Like
they're fun for us viewers,
yeah.
to recognize them, but also like those stories wouldn't exist without those tropes.
Man,
So
all in
yeah,
all, amazing fucking movie. I especially
yeah,
with the
I
end
dug it.
credits, like I'm more pumped to see what's happening now that Charlize
Yeah,
Theron's in this
Clea.
thing.
Yeah, Clea.
I had to look up who Clea was. She looked familiar, but I had to brush up my memory on her a bit. But
Uh,
yeah, she's the niece of Dormammu, I believe.
and
Oh, right, because they have a thing and they end up getting married in the comics too. I forgot about that. But then, oh my god, now that makes sense now. Where she's like, "Do you dare try or are you afraid?" And he shows up with a third eye and he's like, "I'm not afraid." I'm like, "Oh, he's taking the chance again." Now that makes sense now too. Shit. Even
yeah, no, that's gonna be really cool. And I mean, they did so much with Multiverse of Madness.
anything can be happening now.
Like, and then they showed us so many brief glimpses of worlds, you
Yes.
know, and when America was punching through. So
That was a
yeah, I
beautiful
mean,
transition though. Oh my god.
gorgeous.
The
But yeah, I feel like that there just really is. They've created a way, much like Doctor Who did,
okay.
by introducing regeneration,
Right, to extend it.
so they could recast.
Mm-hmm. That
Um,
makes yeah.
so I think by the MCU now, you know, nearing its fucking
15.
yeah, like 15th year of existence, they it's smart of them to be like multiverse. So then they can do whatever the fuck they want. They want to do Iron Man again? They can. It's a different fucking universe.
Man, like what was it? Oh, I know we were just talking about Thunderbolts earlier,
Oh,
but did you hear
yeah.
the other big news too? The brothers behind Stranger Things, they're doing
The
Ghost Rider.
Duffers.
I
Oh,
am
really?
yes, I saw it on a post. If I could find it, I'll send it to you later. But they are doing a Ghost Rider film. I'm like, fuck yes, do it, baby. I'm in for this. Like,
Dude.
I can't
Yeah,
wait for part
that
2 of,
that would be fun. The Duffer Brothers fucking Ghost Riders?
man, I'm so pumped for
Oh,
volume 2.
oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that's just
A few weeks away.
hey, I'm super hyped for that too. I really dug this season. It was dark.
Vecna is an incredible character. Like, it's very Nightmare on Elm Street, and it was just the cherry on top. To
Yeah,
have
I know,
Robert
it was
Englund.
super nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had like Robert Englund in there. The prosthetics of the eyes getting cut.
I mean,
Spoilers.
he's 75.
He's doing good for 75 though. Like,
He's gonna be at LexCon in September, or no, in October rather.
you're gonna get that autograph, eh?
I applied for press.
Oh shit. Could you imagine having quick interview questions with him, like a very jump scares?
Man, I wouldn't even know. Like, man, that's so like what I consider above my pay grade. Like,
But you know, even
I
oh, good.
I mean, I would have the press badge, which means that I could presumably do that.
Doesn't
But
hurt. I mean, like, to say like you had
just
Robert fucking England.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, for me personally, just the concept, the idea
Yeah.
that I would be able to interview Robert England because of what I've made myself.
That could be like a part 2 of Curator of
That's
Horror. If you need another segment, just be like a shot.
no,
Just
that's
think
just
about
a
it.
lot.
Just
That's
think
just a
though,
lot.
it's a shot of your study, right? Just picture it like this, if you will. As you're putting away your book, there's like a cloud of dust on some shelves, and like, what is this? Horror movies and DVDs, like encased in dust. Be like, oh, I guess we've only just begun, kids. Like, see what I did there? But
Yeah.
that's a theory, um, but yeah, like that would be super fucking awesome for you to like, even if it's like 10 minutes, just with Robert
Yeah.
Englund. Like, holy
Yeah.
shit!
5 minutes, like
Like,
any amount of time that I would be allowed to just ask Robert England questions,
yeah.
or to even just talk to him. Like, Jesus fuck, that's oh man,
And to
like,
think,
that's I'm just not like I don't know. I'm still getting used to like the idea that not only am I going to StokerCon next year, but like that I'm already a known entity before that, and then the idea of being able to, because of that, interview Robert England. That's just
like you said, man, the horror community is a very welcoming and very supportive community.
yeah.
And like me personally, I'm fucking glad and proud to see that you took this big step to do this, because me and maybe a lot of your other friends have said you gotta jump in on this. Like, this is
Yeah.
you. And like, barely even within episode 1, hundreds of followers right there, and you just broke 1,000 already. Like, dude, you're only into month 2 of doing this thing.
Yeah.
Like, you got this by the cojones. Like,
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
this.
It's wild, man. It's wild.
Man. And then, fuck, I'm trying to think, what would be, actually, before I think of that one, at least we got a final date for Blade being filming.
What's that?
4th of July, Blade
Oh,
begins filming. Same actor for him and everything. I'm like,
yeah,
yes,
Maharaja Ali.
he's gonna kill it.
Yes.
The thing is with me though, I'm a little weary because Sony has approached. There was an article I read, and that Sony has approached Marvel with this deal, apparently, that they want to borrow Blade for a Morbius 2 film.
There's no way Marvel's gonna let that happen because they realized that all of the like the Morbius re-release was a meme.
Yeah. But here's the thing, they said if they do that, they'll let Tom Holland be in the MCU for another 3 films, which that's not a bad deal. We're already getting 3 more films with him, but part of me thinks like, yeah, I don't think they would do that for Blade. Like you're trying to establish a character, another character to be introduced into the world of the MCU. Why would you want to tarnish it with Morbius? I heard Morbius was horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but the memes are hysterical.
Yeah, like
Haley Piper had my favorite one.
mm,
Let me find it here
for sure.
because it cracked me the fuck up. Because there's this whole bit on Twitter this month with queer people where they're talking about like, I've had experiences with this in my life. That's why this Pride Month I'm partnering with, and then some facetious, such and such. Haley had the best one, which was about Morbius.
Oh no.
I'm trying to find it.
That was a good episode, by the way. She seemed like such a delight to have, like to talk to.
Dude, Haley was so much fun.
Yeah, she looked.
She's so sweet, and her giggle.
It's infectious.
It's infectious. It got me every time.
Yeah, it was like that lighthearted giggle. It's like,
yeah, exactly. She was just like,
yeah, exactly.
Every time I was just like, yeah, like. Yeah, it's infectious.
Very.
Infectious happiness. Which, if you've read her books, is the infectious part would be accurate. Not necessarily the happy part.
No. I don't have to like read them. All I had to hear was her book titled Queen of Teeth. I'm like, I've already seen the movie Teeth. I am good.
Oh yeah, well, Teeth, but well, I don't want to say Lovecraftian because that's lazy, but yeah, Teeth and Tentacles.
Oh, for me, like I remember when I saw Teeth when I was in high school, and if you ever wanted to make sure your kids weren't having like sex at an early age, throw that on. Guarantee they ain't gonna think about that for a good year.
Right.
At least a good year, man.
Oh, here it is. As a queer woman who spent many years in the closet, I'm no stranger to being lonely in a dark place. That's why, for this Pride Month, I'm partnering with the second theatrical release of Morbius.
Oh, that's fucking great. Fuck. Oh, Haley, holy shit, you're a gem. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh,
how perfect is that?
That was fucking groovy, dude. All the way. What was it?
I'm partnering with the second theatrical release of Morbius.
Before ending this off here, one more thing for the MCU. Moon Knight. That was an incredible series. It sucks we don't have a guarantee on a season 2 yet.
And what a fucking kaiju fight at the end.
Oh, that was dope. Like
it was very much the if you can find the little clip from Suicide Squad where it's just like, we got a kaiju fight over here.
Got a kaiju up in this shit. I know I can find that GIF anywhere. But yeah, like for me, like I went into Moon Knight not knowing the character. And the more I watched it, like the more I got really into the idea of like, whoa, okay, so he's got split personalities and whatnot. And then it all makes sense at the end of Moon Knight who that third personality is. And yeah, it just like I don't need either of them. And like to see like Khonshu and like the 3-piece suit.
Oh, that looks sick. Grip, man.
That looks like, just to hear him like knock on the window there as like Ethan Hawke fucking killed it as an antagonist. He was amazing.
Oh yeah, no, he was great. But let's talk about Khonshu in that drip.
Oh, that was straight up gangster.
Like that was incredible, and I love that because when Steven first summons the suit and becomes Mr. Knight,
Yeah.
you get the like Khonshu and Mark are both making fun of him.
Yeah, they are.
But then, like, you see Khonshu at the end with Jake, and he's wearing the Mr. Knight suit.
Yeah.
I love that because Khonshu's like, actually, no, that he had drip.
Yeah,
So,
he did.
that looked real good.
The minute he first gets the suit and he like decides to start fighting back, he's like what was it? It was like something like a B, my name's Steven with a V or something like that. And
Yeah,
just like throws the right hook.
I get that
Yeah.
as someone who's also my first name is Steven with a V.
Ooh.
So I dig that.
But then you see what the fuck is like the Scarlet's.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the actual name, but this is like her hero. She's
Layla.
Like Layla, yeah, she's like the Scarlet.
And she hooks up with the hippopotamus.
Hi. I got a kick out of her.
It's so great where she's just like Layla.
Yeah. Even when like you like in all honesty, both Oscar Isaac and Layla, like the actors for Layla, they deserve fucking awards for how good they stayed in character while like bouncing back different personalities. They totally deserve an award for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
absolutely.
Hands down, easily. But that's gonna do it again for an episode of BPGN, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, Gnome will be back for the next round. He's just a little sick.
No, he's dead.
Yeah,
he's dead. he's dead. We'll have the ghost of him next time.
Yeah, you got the phone number for Egon and the guys. Hey, I'll find. We'll capture that little shit.
I am the curator of horror. I will bring him back. It's fine. He died. We'll bring him back. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh man. Well, all right. That's BPGN here. I am the Big Red Gamer. Alongside with me,
PlayChancePlay.
And we will see you guys in the next episode. And as always, Excelsior.